This may be a really unpopular opinion, but I am terrified of squirrels because of the way that they clutch onto buildings. They look like iguanas. I don't have a problem with iguanas, but that's what's weird. Or little cute little geckos. But I don't think anything that like large and furry should be able to move that fast. What is Preptober anyway? It's linked to writers in the first place, and it started right before NaNoWriMo, I believe. I think that in the beginning they were just doing a little bit of Preptober, like just before, oh, does everybody have it ready? Does everybody know when they're going to write? Well, snacks is really important for some reason. But then, over the last few years, I've noticed that it has become a month-long thing, and everybody's almost more excited about Preptober than they are about NaNoWriMo, which I understand, because it's pumpkin spicy, spooky, nighty teas and coffees and planning and snuggling, and I like it too. I think it's wonderful. And if you're at all thinking, like, how does this pertain to me if I'm not a writer? It could be a great month for you to plan a new artistic endeavor, organize your hobbies, or your book clubs, or any clubs that you might be a part for organization of your home. Might be good for organization of your paperwork that you have to do. You could do a whole Preptober plan for that. That seems kind of lame, but I would do it. But then again, I'm a Virgo, so I make a list of the lists that I have to write, and I love it. Now, most people will take Preptober and tell you that you should post your project on the NaNoWriMo forum, which is a given, that you should go ahead and schedule times that you're going to be writing. You should come up with a specific word count that you're going to shoot for every day. Get a treasure trove of snacks. I've skipped the dishes on call. Prepare a mood board on Pinterest. I've seen that happen. I've never actually done that myself. Or make a playlist. Some people will go onto that story planner or world building websites and just go to town and go crazy. There's two schools of thought, of course. Pantsers and plotters. There we go. All that is well and good. But what I like to know, and this is just me sharing the way I do things, you don't have to do it this way. You can follow me along and do what you're doing along with me. I would love that. That's how it's going to go anyway, let's face it. But anyway, I like to generally just know what type of story I'm going to be working on. Genre, yeah, that's great, but that might change even. What type of story is it? Is it the anti-hero Harrison Ford gets the girl in his predatory way? Or is it the thriller with a twist ending? Is it the contemporary? Is it the contemporary look at the is it a temporary? Is it set right now? Are you doing a bunch of fanfics? Are you going to be working on songs? Do you have a new series of paintings that you want to do, or photographs that you've been wanting to take, or sketches that you want to get started on? This is the sort of stuff that you can be mindful of this October. Maybe you have wanted to write, you've never thought of it before. This is a good time to get that little notebook that I told you about last video, and just the tip. Get your little notebook, get your cute little pen, and the purpose of this is to just have something with you on hand to write if you are in a situation where you can't get to your phone or your computer very easily, or if you have the type of job, say, where you can take a few moments downtime to keep a hold of your ideas that come to you. because in the next few videos I'm going to talk about the things that I like to do to keep me in the mind frame of writing all the time. Drunk on your story, as Ray Bradbury would say, which I saw that quote once in a Sprinter bot Discord, so I'm pulling that out. Anyway, that's what's going to happen with me for the Preptober videos coming up. This is going to be my very first one, and I promise I'm going to get a little bit more autumny and take on a little bit more of an autumn background. I'm also going to be talking a little bit about the types of books that are like the book that I'm trying to write. It is a YA 90s thriller mystery, kind of like The Craft. So I'm going to be like focusing on some books that are self-published out there, because I do plan to go self-publish route, actually, which is the first time I've ever thought of doing something like that. Anyway, I will be reading some of the books that are like mine out there. Maybe I'll find an example of a really good one and an example of a really bad one in comparison. I love that, pointing out parts of The Craft that could be done better or are just super admirable and should be pointed out. And so that's what's going to happen for the next few weeks. Join me in my Preptober, wonderful Preptober times. You can come with me, grab a... what's this over? Well, I was going to do an all-new Just the Tip, but I think I'm going to stick with the first tip this time, and then we're going to go with a different one next time. But my tip again is to get yourself something comfortable that you can work with, that you can plan with. I mean, honestly, it can be just loose leaf. It can just be loose leaf. Or take your notes, if you're a Mac person. Anything that shares to the cloud, like Google or anything, that's a good way to keep your notes. That's how I keep my story ideas, and I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but characters that I collect along the way, I throw into these little notes so that they're there everywhere. It's like having a little bank filled with ideas and people and settings, and sometimes just little snatches of dialogue. I just keep them in that little vault, like it's like a little bank, and there's little bank accounts everywhere. And I go to my character bank account, and I pull it out, and I'm like, ooh, forgot that I wanted to write like an egotistical judge from Mars. You know, I do have a bullet journal, and I hand do my bullet journal every so often. But I'll tell you what, if you can see, this has been the same bullet journal for several years now, and I am working my way through it. It used to be quite elaborate, and then it got a little less so, and then now it's more of like a working mom's sort of thing, you know what I'm saying? So, but I like it if it's a hard copy that you can feel the actual feelings scrolling down notes again. Something about that. And if it's all in one spot, then you're not scrambling around and looking for something. So that's a suggestion for you to go ahead with. Again. If no one else has told you this today, you're clever, your art is worth it, and you rock. There's the Plantser Potters. I said that wrong. Hello, creatives. I'm Eddie Lane, and I'm here to fuck things up. You can take your little notes and shove them up your ass. Just kidding.